Pro Wrestling Weekly. For over 20 years, the revolutionary force in sports entertainment radio talk.
Is cooking.
WBCB presents Pro Wrestling Weekly,
the longest-running pro wrestling radio talk show in the history of terrestrial radio.
And he's obviously Michael Cole.
Call in with a question or comment at 215-949-3232 or 888-922-2149.
You really do sound like a
grizzled old vet. Is that where you were going with there?
Yes.
To not get you in trouble?
Oh, I'll get in trouble at some point. Believe me, I'll do something.
Well, to keep you out of trouble in this case, at least.
And now, here are your hosts of Pro Wrestling Weekly, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Ooh, I'm getting good at this radio thing.
Yeah. It only took you 5.5 years.
I'm not good at it yet. I'm starting.
Yeah.
Only slightly.
Slowest escalator upward.
Shut up!
There's the sound of the bell, and we are set to go. This is Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Twitch in the house.
Yay, I made it.
Yay, you made it. Now, Mitch, not with us, but for a very good reason. He's had a heck of a good week, to say the least. Well, he got through final exams.
That's good.
Always good. He got his driver's license.
Wow.
Yeah. And with that, he got a car. Not necessarily new. And on top of it, he has a job to which he is currently working at. So,
we all have a job to do at some point, Fearon, especially when it comes to wrestling.
Exactly. Not everybody can go 173-0 like Goldberg. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, needless to say, for Mitch,
everything's coming up Millhouse.
Absolutely. No, nothing on that. You gave a slight frown at me on that.
I'm Millhouse. I thought I was Millhouse. What the heck, man? How much more is he gonna take?
I don't know. He's your younger doppelganger.
Don't you put that on me.
Fair enough. All right, so we're going to start things off here, and this is a little bit of a setup for later in the show. This past week brought about the return of a popular game show.
Yeah.
Well, actually a few popular game shows in Carton Sharks and Press Your Luck, but as much as I want to get into a lengthy tangent about those, there's another show that returned, albeit to the Kids Network Nickelodeon, called Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? Remember it, maybe?
Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy
hosted it. Well, the show has, Foxworthy not returning for it. The show has an interesting host who is replacing original host Jeff Foxworthy.
And his name is John Cena!
Yeah, that's right. John Cena debuting as the host of the new Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? And I have to say, he was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, I got the chance to check it out, and I think a lot of that, all of his years of being a childhood hero in WWE made his ability to interact with kids just natural.
Oh, I'm sure. It's like second nature.
So with that, I guess, presentation, he seemed like a great fit, and it's a chance to get him to do something outside of he's still trying to find his niche outside of wrestling, as you never know how things are necessarily going to go, but things certainly went well, at least in terms of the premiere episode. It drew 1.1 million viewers and scored high in multiple demographics that include kids as well as 18 to 49-year-olds.
Wow.
So, yeah, it wasn't just the kids tuning into Nickelodeon. You also had a lot of people, maybe they were wrestling fans tuning in to see how Cena would do. Maybe they were game show fans who were looking to see how this version compared to the original. So, all in all, not too shabby. And it was noted that the top prize on the show, which is less than the original, but again, this is cable. I mean, the original had $1 million top prize. In this case, it's $100,000, but it's the most given away in Nickelodeon history.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I know. Double Dare was pretty low budget by comparison, but it was acceptable in the 80s.
Was acceptable at the time.
It most certainly was. And, well, I did check out an episode, and a little bit later in the show here, I decided to see if I could test our resident fifth grader over the last decade, Lucas here.
Okay.
Just a slight burn? No? Okay.
Oh, just a slight,
Just a slight one. To at least the main game questions. So we have... So later in the show, I have 6 questions. Now, I looked at these ahead of time and tested myself, and I did get all 6 right, but at least 2 of them I had to really think hard about. So there was one of them was a complete guess, and it just happened to be right, and the other was I had to use some logic to talk myself to the right answer. So we'll see. We'll see if our nice young lad here who's been growing over the course of the show, closing in on 6 years that you've been here.
Yeah, 6 years towards the end of July. It's been a fun time. Totally not full of me being picked on and such and attempted to be replaced. It's been a great tenure here, Fearon. I would hate for anything to ruin that.
I don't know how anything would necessarily.
Oh, I see.
Is there something that I'm missing regarding it?
You know what's going on here. You're trying to have me replaced. I will not be bamboozled. And you're going to try and prove that I'm mentally unfit to be on this show is really what's at stake here.
Don't need any help from me.
That's a
I
good one.
was hoping for you to follow up with "that's right," but that was a Clue reference.
That's right.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, nothing is set up ahead of time here. We just kind of roll with the flow, and usually it's a good time. So we've got that coming up a little bit later. Now, there's a little bit more to Cena that we'll get into also a little bit later in the hour, but he was hit up by TMZ, and he had some interesting things to say, regarding, not just his own career, but also the recent Saudi shoehorn fallout, I guess. And we'll get into that a little bit later here in the program, because we don't want to completely Cena it up here. But in other news, try to keep things as lighthearted as we can, because there are a few not so lighthearted things, we'll put it that way, including a story that... Yeah, this is a little bit of a tug at the collar one, as if we didn't have enough of that last week.
Rodney Dangerfield noises.
Yeah, exactly. This story comes from the Good Intentions Department.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so Thursday...
That's what the road to hell's paved with.
which
So
I've treaded on throughout this show many occasions.
Or to quote Our Lady Peace, I've walked around my good intentions, found that there were none.
Yeah. Well, this one, there was definitely good intentions. At least I would like to think so. So Thursday afternoon, Dana Warrior, widowed wife of the...
Oh, yeah, I do know this one. Go on.
Do you need a minute?
No, go on. Go on.
All right. Well, Dana Warrior, widowed wife of WWE Hall of Famer The Ultimate Warrior, posted a tweet stating, quote, "I stand in solidarity with the LGBTQ plus community and honor you with Pride this month." Hashtag Pride, of course. "I believe in equality, education, awareness, and this simple fact, love wins always." End quote. That seems innocuous, right? No.
Well.
That's easy there. I know you're putting the cart before the horse a little bit here, but I know where you're going with this. Just that statement on its own, completely innocuous.
Sure.
However, leave it to the internet to take umbrage with that statement. See, along with the tweet was a picture of Dana wearing face paint to the emblem of her late husband. But the picture, at least in part, seemed to be the issue, as her husband, when he was alive, was the subject of controversy back in April of 2005, when he was invited to give a speech at the University of Connecticut, which turned from a political discussion to a political rant. And during the speech, Warrior had infamously stated, and I'm pretty sure this was mentioned, I may have to go back over Eric Gargiulo's records back in that time to see if it was discussed, but Warrior had mentioned infamously that, quote, queering doesn't make the world work, end quote. Now, during the backlash, Warrior also had, as if that wasn't bad enough, told an Iranian student to, quote, get a towel. Oh, you didn't know about that one based on your facial expression.
No.
Yeah, so while some appreciated that Dana appears to not hold the same views as her husband, others considered the post as tone-deaf or even an attempt by WWE to express half-hearted pro-LGBT sentiments. And this...
You can't be mad at Dana Warrior. It's unfortunate that, like, contextually, yeah, it might come off as tone-deaf, but I'd like to think, you know, she has the best intentions in mind, and it's, you know, look, just because she's sort of associated with the Warrior name, not even in a legal standpoint, just also, like, she's the one that presents the Warrior Award. She's sort of adopted that moniker, in a sense.
By more than just marriage.
Yeah, so she's, you know, I think, you know, while the internet sometimes is great at, you know, calling people out on their nonsense, sometimes they can just overreact and knee-jerk, you know?
Yeah, and the replies are sarcastic at best and scathing at worst.
And that's where I hate the internet.
Yeah, one user stating, quote, this would have been a nice gesture if she hadn't used a picture invoking the memory of a massive homophobe whilst not condemning said massive homophobe.
She was married to him.
And she had also said in interviews following it that she didn't want to speak ill of the dead. That was her kind of workaround for that.
Also, yeah, that she's married to the guy.
Yeah, people can be married and have different views on different things.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, I'm not defending Warrior, but what, she's gonna badmouth her husband, or her late husband? Unfortunately, he had those views. Yeah, but it's like she still was. I don't.
It's a slippery slope to say the least. So the quote from the tweet goes on and says, so it is in fact at best an empty gesture and at worst an incredibly cynical and hypocritical one.
Because you know all the answers, person on Twitter. Because you know exactly what was going in the back of her mind.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm taking it at face value, but that's just me. Again, I mean, I have a microphone, and that's about it. I'm just presenting the facts here. Now, another tweeter had posted, and this, I think, is a little bit more kind of hitting in the middle here to what it is. I love the message, but I probably would have skipped the face paint.
That's fair.
Is that
that's probably the only acceptable criticism in my personal opinion. And also, my opinion doesn't matter. I think people need to realize that.
If only I had that rock drop. It doesn't matter what your opinion is.
Here's the thing. For the most part, on the internet, your opinions don't mean a darn thing. So, just because you have a Twitter and a few followers does not mean that you can be a social commentator on everything.
Yeah, for that reason, I try not to be a social commentator on anything. Because it keeps me out of trouble that way.
Yeah.
I'm closing in on 500 episodes here. I'd like to at least hit that mark before getting the hook. Anyway, there were also a multitude of tweets that had been deleted by Twitter for violating the terms of their user agreements. You don't say.
Uh-oh.
Suffice to say, even if those particular tweets were present, I wouldn't be able to read them to you here. Again, not without getting the hook.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And maybe even more than that. But
the line in the sinker?
Yeah, that we'll go with that. It definitely would be sinking more than the Titanic.
There wouldn't be a band playing either.
No, there would definitely not be.
A great selection of music, just no live band.
Yeah, no. Leading off with Happy Trails to You. But before we hit that old dusty trail, let's go ahead and take care of a little bit of business here, and then we'll come back and get to a look at the local scene from Ed from Northeast Philly on the other side. And still to come, we are going to see if Twitch is smarter than a fifth grader. All that and more here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Next time you head down the shore, make Keenan's Irish Pub your favorite spot. Located in the heart of North Wildwood, Keenan's Irish Pub is 25,000 square feet of wall-to-wall fun. There's live entertainment 7 days a week and an extensive menu that even features sushi. So grab a nice cold drink, listen to some live music, and enjoy a fantastic time at Keenan's Irish Pub. Keenan's is located at 113 Old New Jersey Avenue in North Wildwood, where all the neighborhoods still meet.
Join Rebecca's forecast Tuesday at 10 a.m. She'll take your calls, questions, and fill you in on what's happening for your personal sun sign. Join Rebecca's forecast once again every Tuesday at 10 a.m. right here on 1490 WBCB.
3, 2, 1. Oh no. Which button am I?
When every second counts, you can't wing it.
Guys, a little help up here?
In a home fire, you may have less than 2 minutes to get out. So make a family home fire escape plan. Then practice home fire drills at least twice a year so everyone knows what to do when they hear. Prepare your family at ready.gov/fire drill. Brought to you by FEMA, the Ad Council, and Make Safe Happen.
You won't see termites crawling across your floor, but thousands might be devouring the wood in your walls, weakening the structure of your home. For over 50 years, termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley has been in the exterminating business. If you think you have a pest problem, they're the experts. Call them today at 215-639-5455. That's 215-639-5455 for TPPC. Termite proofing and pest control of the Delaware Valley gives your home or business peace of mind, knowing your pest problem is in their hands. Located at 1560 Bristol Pike in Bensalem, they use only EPA-approved material applied by licensed technicians. Call Termite Proofing and Pest Control of the Delaware Valley at 215-639-5455.
He's got the Luigi death stare from Fearon, so he might have to...
I didn't give you the Luigi death stare. That's not true.
Breaking kayfabe.
Breaking kayfabe. I'm going to break something else during this commercial.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
And now, more Pro Wrestling Weekly with your hosts, Fearon Derry and Lucas DeSangro.
Are we getting into that controversy again?
I know how it feels, and it's not fun.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon Derry here with you alongside Twitch.
Yep.
Mitch, he got work.
Yeah.
He's got a new occupational obligation. Yeah, I know. I've dusted that term off since I haven't used it since you had that pretty early on a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Ah, the memories.
Memories.
Well, I was thinking more, memories pressed between the pages of my mind, but
I'm
I'm an Elvis guy,
Look,
so
I've been told we should leave the memories alone, so...
Ah, I see what you did there. Well, speak of that rather noted tune for the Nature Boy. It's as if you knew that I was going to be segueing to that.
I did not.
Brilliant word I can't use.
I did not. In fact, I was going to go on an offshoot of something, but never mind. You go right ahead.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, his former agent and her firm are suing the wrestling star for defamation, announced in a statement Monday. Yeah. Indeed. In a video posted last week, Flair accused legacy talent and entertainment owner Melinda Zanoni of embezzling money from him, claiming WWE had to also help him renew 6 trademarks that nearly lapsed when the firm ignored his requests. Flair claimed he had documented proof Zanoni stole money and that he had talked to a lawyer before making the now-deleted video. Legacy released a statement in response saying, quote, "Today we have taken the first step and filed a civil lawsuit against Richard M. Flair, a.k.a. as Ric Flair, and certain unnamed for now defendants for defamation per se, and
I always thought it was pronounced Fleer. His legal name, at least.
Potato.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
don't have the
completely
pronunciation
missed the ball
guides
on that.
on
I'm
this.
sorry. Completely missed the ball.
I don't know whether it's Flair as in F-L-A-I-R or whether it's Fleer as in the baseball card company of the same name. I don't know. That's F-L-E-E-R.
I thought it was
or it could be something else. I don't...
Right. Okay. Anyway, move on. Sorry.
I am not a pronunciation guide. What do you expect from me, Lucas?
All right, you can stop now.
I can stop now? Okay.
My mind is going, Michael.
Your mind went a long time ago. Back to the quote here. Yes, Ric Flair and certain unnamed for now defendants for defamation per se, and look forward to proving the falsity of every wrongful allegation contained in his video that was posted on YouTube on June 3rd, 2019. Ric Flair having taken down the video is not enough. We will vigorously use the court system to protect our good names and reputations and obtain damages due to Ric Flair's defamatory comments contained in the video. We intend to amend the lawsuit to include all involved parties and hold all involved accountable. We completely stand behind our client's well-known reputation for truthfulness, professionalism, honor, and integrity. End quote. And intensity and intelligence. Okay, maybe not those last two. Flair sued the agency after leaving them in 2017, claiming they embezzled $46,000 in royalties from his ESPN 30 for 30 documentary, as well as a local endorsement deal. He also claimed that Zanoni left a threatening voicemail for his wife from a blocked number, adding he hoped the video got Zanoni disbarred. He had been with the agency for a decade and friends with Zanoni for 2 decades.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bit of a rough breakup, to say the least, with a lot of he said she said going on. But we'll let that get figured out by the courts. But now what we're going to do, we're going to get things a little bit more local and a little bit more something we definitely don't need to settle, and that is the look at the local scene, courtesy of Ed from Northeast Philly. Ed, welcome to Pro Wrestling Weekly.
Good afternoon. Tournament of Death from CZW is next weekend in Voorhees, New Jersey, at the Sports Academy.
Wow, it feels like we just had the last one. It's amazing how, it's funny how time slips away, as Diana Ross and the Supremes sang.
GCW is in Philadelphia this coming Thursday at the Voltage Lounge.
Okay, so there's...
It's 400 North 7th Street.
A little bit of a preview to the Tournament of Death match next Saturday.
Yes. But it's a different promotion. But I think they're using the same people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, a little bit of crossover, I suppose.
Yes. I was going to say that again.
Yeah, no worries. I'm looking here at the TOD match here. Wow, Fans Bring the Weapons match, Mance Warner against Matt Tremont. So not in the tournament for a change. Well, I guess there's only so many times that you can go with that sort of thing here, and
it's a non-tournament death match, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he's not competing in the tournament, I think, is more the at least what had me I don't know,
surprised.
What had me a little bit surprised. But I guess he is an attraction all to himself as well.
Indeed, he is.
Anyway, we have Marvin Vintage Wrestling at the Old Pine Community Center, 4th and Lombard Street. I forgot to put down the date and the time on that one.
Oh, no worries. As long as it's not for today, you can let us know about it, or for this upcoming Friday, then you can let us know about it next week.
Triple WA is in Quakertown tonight with a 6:30 p.m. bell time at the Q-Mart Arena.
The old
Quakertown
Q-Mart.
Farmers Market.
Yep, the Quakertown Farmers Market. I recall it well. I bought my first ever CD there. Many years ago.
Six Flags Great Adventure has in Jackson, New Jersey, has something tonight at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, there's certainly a stirring going on there. I've been seeing a lot about that on Facebook. The crossover of wrestling that's going on there later today. I'm just trying to remember
Moxley.
Moxley's supposed to be there. No, Lucas, we can't go.
Wait, what show is it?
This is at Six Flags later today.
Oh, right, yeah.
NEW Wrestling.
Yeah, the Six Flags Slam Fest.
Wow.
Easy for me to say. Roller coasters and wrestling.
Roller coasters and emotional roller coasters.
Yeah, absolutely. John Moxley's going to be there. Also,
Enzo and Cass.
Yep, Enzo and Kaz XL are going to be there. Renee Young, Booker T, the Boogeyman, Mick Foley.
Wow.
I think Kurt Angle, I think, is listed.
He was initially listed, but ended up getting pulled. Yeah, when he ended up working on things with WWE, that was one of the events that got taken out. But it's all presented by Northeast Wrestling, and that's going to be in the Movie Town Arena.
Hopefully, it's not too hot down there.
It shouldn't be too bad. If it were tomorrow, I'd think it'd be a little more concerning. But then again, as I'm looking here, the event itself starts at 7, so they'll have a little meet and greet beforehand. And Wrecking Ball Legursky's going to be a part of it. Very nice.
Best in the World coming with ROH next weekend. Well, not next weekend, the following weekend.
Man, where does the time go on these things?
Yeah, the Briscoes, Subi Sakai on the card. This is a TV taping.
Very nice.
And they're in Baltimore the night before.
Yeah, the traveling certainly does occur. That's for sure. Quite a bit of it.
That's about it.
All righty. We appreciate the look at the local scene as always, and look forward to talking with you more next week about what we have coming up here in the nearby tri-state area. Thank you so much, Ed, for chiming in. We'll catch up with you next week.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And now back to the news here, because we've got a pretty good amount of that. So here, I know we've been getting into a lot of grim type stuff and defamation lawsuits and
dissension, smellness,
and inflammatory things on Twitter and all that. But here's at least a feel-good story. I like those.
Same.
They are good. So a statue honoring Reggie the Crusher Lazowski was unveiled this past Sunday in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We're going back to the AWA days on this one. Dawn Lazowski, daughter of the late pro wrestling legend, took part in the unveiling and praised the statue by labeling it the best possible image of her father. The event was attended by other members of the Lazowski family, AWA legends Baron von Raschke and the incredible Kenny J, as well as various city officials. Now, the statue of the Crusher even has a beer keg on his shoulder. Now, the Crusher was billed as the man who made Milwaukee famous, so that's part of what has him there. And it's awesome to see that his legend will live on in the city, and it's also great that the $40,000 statue was funded by a GoFundMe campaign.
Wow, that is it's very nice story.
Yeah, you gotta love those feel-goods every once in a while. Now, I talked a little bit about it earlier, and we're kind of spreading things out over the course of the show here. Now, we had mentioned John Cena, the host of Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? He was additionally interviewed by TMZ, and he was asked about the Saudi shoehorn clash, clash turned crash, I should say, between The Undertaker and Goldberg.
Goldberg versus Undertaker, what were your thoughts? I mean, Goldberg, it was hard on that. I mean, should they just hang it up or retire? Or,
I think an individual's career is up to the individual. I think that's pretty much the way I can describe that. You know, I've been having the same conversation with myself, and I'm only 42, but it's something we got to address each day, and that's individually specific. When those people are ready to stop, they'll stop.
You feel good, though?
Man, I always feel good.
Yeah, I feel. Last thing, love life. You're happy, you're doing well in that department. Are you dating? Are you single?
We've known each other for a long time. I appreciate you asking, but there's some of my business that stays my business.
I love it, my friend. Good to see you.
So, a couple interesting little tidbits out of there. Love that he threw in the some things in my business or my personal business. All right, leave my love life out of this. And on the other hand, when asked about The Undertaker and Goldberg retiring, he says, I've been having the same conversation with myself at 42.
Look, he's not on TV as much for wrestling. He's on TV for a lot of other things. I would assume with the very part-time being in the ring, it can't exactly feel good on your body as opposed to being used to it like however long they're on the road. So longer and longer he's away from the ring, I feel like it would be like each bump he takes, it's like
requires a little more recovery time.
Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, I wouldn't think so. You look at how built he is and how well, like, the muscle
Yeah, he's
memory.
got the shock absorbers going on.
Yeah.
With every muscle on muscle throughout his body.
Maybe it's that mindset, if I can't do it all the time, maybe I don't want to do it sort of deal.
Well, and some of it, too, is, I mean, he went through a pretty lengthy grind of it, and now, kind of like with The Rock, how he found other ventures and just kind of hitched his wagons to that and just rode down the trail with them. Now you're seeing that with Cena, I mean, getting various TV gigs. I mean, he was a guest host of Ellen for a little while ago.
When was this?
This was about a month ago. We'd played a clip of it here on the show. It was one of the weeks, so you weren't here.
That's unfortunate.
So, yeah, I can't remember exactly because there was a lot of them, but...
What, clips or weeks I wasn't in?
Yes.
Fair. It's fair.
But, I mean, he's got the Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader thing going on now. He is acting in the upcoming Fast and Furious 9 movie. I mean, his plate is pretty full right now. So...
Wait, he's in
Fast and Furious 9, yes.
And Roman Reigns is in that? Wow. Wow.
Yeah, Rock's got some pull.
And I'm sure Austin's going, well, where the heck was that when I was trying to get in movies? That was a bad Austin impression.
He had what? Was it The Condemned?
The Condemned, and then
the
a bunch
Expendables, I think.
He was had a very.
It was a light cameo type thing.
No, not a light cameo, but it was just like he wasn't the main antagonist, and he got set on fire. I think. I don't even remember.
Well, if that was the case, I'm sure somewhere Kane was going, good.
Probably.
But, yeah, time will tell if he opts to hang up the jorts or occasionally work a match for WWE. But otherwise, well, we get to see Cena and other things here. And before we take our second and final time out here, another story. Former WWE and Impact Wrestling wrestler Tyrus.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh, you heard about this too?
No, but I can only assume. Did it have anything to do with his correspondence on Fox News?
It did.
Oh, no.
He was reportedly removed from Fox Nation's Un-PC following sexual harassment claims made by co-host Britt McHenry. Easy for me to say.
Well, I mean, the show's called Not PC.
Or Un-PC,
Un-PC,
yeah.
What do you expect?
The Daily Beast reports that Tyrus sent McHenry, quote, unwanted and unsolicited text messages with lewd sexual comments, unquote, on multiple occasions. Now, Fox reportedly pulled Tyrus from the show and opted to give him his own show called Nuff Said. Now, the story adds that it's unclear whether Tyrus was disciplined by Fox News management beyond being pulled from one show and given another. Yeah.
There's only so much I can say about that.
That won't get you in trouble?
Unfortunately, considering that's where we are
right
now.
We'll save that for about a little after Nutsy.
I'll tell you during the break.
Yeah, the 167-hour break, yes. Now, Tyrus, of course you know him as Tyrus from his TNA Impact Wrestling run, but you probably know him better from WWE as Brodus Clay. Somebody call his mama, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was a thing. So coming up, we've also got some All Elite Wrestling news, and we will find out on the other side if Lucas is in fact smarter than a fifth grader.
Yeah.
You look so ecstatic.
It's been a long day already, Fearon. Now we gotta do. Now you gotta try me with this garbage. Well, not garbage, but you know what I mean. Nonsense. Because I can't say the word I want to say.
Yes. No. The manure, I think, is where you're probably going with that.
Essentially, yes.
Yes. And as we all know, you, like Biff, like a lot of us, hate manure.
Jinx.
We'll be back with the alleged manure that is Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader questions for Lucas. And some more news and notes and birthdays and a whole bunch more here on Pro Wrestling Weekly on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Lee Piccarello inviting you to tune in every Friday morning at 8 a.m. to The Head Game, a must-listen show for athletes and coaches of all levels and ages. Mindful Athlete Training in Newtown, Pennsylvania is a mental circuit training program that prepares the athletes to perform at the highest level of today's game. Athletes get into the zone faster and stay there longer. Tune in every Friday morning at 8 a.m. right here on WBCB 1490 AM and throughout the world at WBCB1490.com.
Hi, this is Sarah Floyd, Director of Care Advocacy, and we're Bucks County Elder Law, a life care planning law firm. It's not easy talking to loved ones or friends about long-term care. However, the reality is things happen, and people are naturally lousy planners who tend to be overly optimistic. It's no fun reminding people that they may need long-term care. One way to get people to take action is to discuss the benefits of planning versus the consequences of not planning. At Bucks County Elder Law, we empower you to make the best legal, care, and planning decisions for you and your family. We invite you to call us today at 215-493-0727 to schedule a free initial consultation and to join us each Tuesday at 9 a.m. for Senior Legal Strategies right here on WBCB. And visit our website at www.buckscountyelderlaw.com.
All commentators heard on WBCB express their own views. Their opinions are not necessarily those of others on WBCB, including the staff and management.
Let PA CareerLink help you achieve your career goals. Whether you're looking for a job, thinking about switching careers, or looking for new skills to get a promotion, PA CareerLink offers a variety of in-person and online career resources. Get the help you need for your employment journey. It's all in one place and it's all free. Let PA CareerLink help you discover what's possible. Learn more at pacareerlink.pa.gov. Proud partner of the American Job Center Network. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
Pro Wrestling Weekly presents Today in Wrestling History, June 15th. On this date in 1997, WCW held its Great American Bash pay-per-view. In the main event, Randy Savage pinned Diamond Dallas Page in a Falls Count Anywhere match. On this date in 1998, WWF Monday Night Raw aired live from San Antonio, Texas. In the main event, Steve Austin and The Undertaker fought Kane and Mankind to a no contest in a Hell in a Cell match. On this date in 2003, WWE held its Bad Blood pay-per-view. In the main event, Triple H pinned Kevin Nash in a Hell in a Cell match to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. On this date in 2014, TNA held its Slammiversary 12 pay-per-view. In the main event, Eric Young defeated Austin Aries and Bobby Lashley in a steel cage match to retain the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. This has been Today in Wrestling History, June 15th.
Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly here on 1490 WBCB and online at WBCB1490.com. Fearon, Derry, and Twitch here with you. And, well, this is we're going to give you a little bit to
moment of truth.
Let's
just do it.
Not our truth, but.
Let's just do
it. Let's just do it. Well, I was going to say, do you want to get into the AEW stuff first?
Sure.
Okay. Well, All Elite Wrestling announcing Kenny Omega against Jon Moxley for the All Out event that'll be held August 31st in Chicago, Illinois at the Sears Center Arena. And the hype of that match being announced Thursday contributed to the tickets for All Out selling in just 15 minutes when they went on sale at noon yesterday. So All Out is sold out.
Wow.
That is pretty impressive. And in other AEW news, Shawn Spears, formerly known in WWE as Ty Dillinger, has officially signed with AEW.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Spears was one of the entrants in the Casino Battle Royale on the Double or Nothing pay-per-view pre-show, and after the event, Spears said at that point that he hadn't signed with AEW, but noted that it felt like home with the way he was treated. He had announced on February 19th that he requested his release from WWE, which was granted days later, and he had also stated in a Sports Illustrated interview last month that his no-compete clause with WWE expired less than 48 hours before Double or Nothing. How's that for a surprise? And one other thing of note, some place maybe to head down for the afternoon here as soon as or maybe you can hop in the car and listen on the way. But this weekend is Wizard World Comic-Con in Philadelphia.
Wow.
And as commonplace, a few wrestlers are added to the mix, but this time around the spotlight shining on some of the wrestlers of yesteryear. Featured this weekend are Devon Dudley, known very well here in the Philadelphia area from his ECW days. Also, Lisa Marie Fearon, better known in WWE as Victoria and in TNA and Impact Wrestling as Tara. And also appearing WWE Hall of Famers Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Sergeant Slaughter.
Wow.
Plus a lot of other notable names from TV, movies, and otherwise. A few that I was even like, oh, interesting. Maybe I should head down, although I don't think that I'm going to have time to be able to. As much as I'd love to be able to see George Wendt, a.k.a. Norm from Cheers, but not going to happen, since I seem to be emulating him over at that broken spot.
Just everyone knows your name?
Yeah, yes. There have even been a couple of times where it's almost played out just like Norm's entrance on Cheers.
Making your way in the world today.
Yeah, I'm just like, good evening, everybody. Fear! Yeah, it's hilarious. Fun times. And we're going to get into some fun times now. So here it is. I've got 6 questions here. And they are ranging from 1st to 4th grade questions. This is part of the main portion of the show.
What subject are we talking here? Because if it's math, I already lost.
Well, there is a 2nd grade math question, but we'll go in order here. The first one, thankfully, is multiple choice. Now, I will let you know again, I got all 6 of these right, but there are at least 2 of them that I really had to think hard about. All right, so first we've got an earth science question for the 1st grade. Bruno Mars lives on, this is a multiple choice, by the way, lives on which layer of the Earth? A, the core, B, the mantle, or C, the crust?
I'm going to go with crust, C.
And let's see if C is correct. Yes, it is.
I would hope so.
Yeah. No, definitely not in the core there with Heath Slater and all the... Oh, wait, no, that's a different core. That was with 2 R's.
Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett.
Yeah.
Although their push kind of went down to the core, and that's why it didn't quite stick around so long. All right, moving up to 2nd grade. This one is the math question. All righty. This one is not multiple choice.
Am I going to need loose leaf paper?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
If you found 4 current U.S. coins under the couch cushion and they added up to 25 cents, 3 of the coins must be what denomination? So 4 coins.
Nickels. 5 cents.
Nickels or 5-cent pieces? Let's see. All right, you are 2 for 2. And he is raising his arms in the air triumphantly. He figures it's over now that he got past the hard math question.
Yep.
All right, now to 3rd grade. Now, there are 2 3rd grade and 2 4th grade questions in this form of it here.
Oh,
so,
why?
firstly,
Okay.
the 3rd grade U.S. geography question.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And he was like, oh, don't let it be math, don't let it be math. Oh, gosh, geography. All right, U.S. geography. So, it's not like we're asking about Albania or anything here, because that wouldn't be a 5th grade question. Here we go. Name 2 of the 4 states that border Texas. Yeah, let's think about this one for me. Yeah, 2 of the 4 states that border Texas. That good old Lone Star State.
California? Maybe? No.
Border meaning next to.
Next to, I know. I wasn't gonna say Mexico.
Oh goodness. So yeah, 2 of the 4 states that border Texas. Now this one I'll ask for, not that I want to cross shows and say final answer, but we'll ask you for your locked in confirmed answer. We'll put it that way, because I know you're thinking your way through it here. You only need 2. There are 4 different states that surround Texas.
Nevada? No, it can't be Nevada. New Mexico. No. This is okay. I'm gonna say
Do you want me to help by pulling up a blank U.S. map? Would that help? No, that might be. They don't do that on the show, so.
Oh, am I phoning a friend? Is that what's going on right now?
Great, we've got people calling in here. All right,
I'm gonna go with Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And New Mexico.
Locking those in?
Whatever.
Let's see. You dodged a bullet. Yes, Louisiana and New Mexico are two of them.
Oh,
New Mexico
I knew Red Dead Redemption 2 helped me on that one. Oh, I knew they helped. Oh, thank you, Lemoyne and New Austin.
Although when you had to have been joking when you first said California. I really hope.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. Definitely.
Yeah, New Mexico to the west, Louisiana to the east, also to the north, by God, Oklahoma.
I wouldn't have gotten that one.
And this is the one that most people would miss because it's just a little sliver up to the northeast, Arkansas.
Yeah, no one thinks about Arkansas. No offense to the great people of Arkansas that might be listening. Ozark Mountain singled out. Great skit.
Fair enough. All right. Now to the other third grade physical. This is a physical science question.
Oh, no.
Oh, we've got Ted in here.
This is why I'm a wrestler. This is why I'm a wrestler, Fearon.
I'm just listening.
He's just listening. Well, you know what? I mean, we could use Ted as a cheat, as they use in the game show. So we may have to
phone a friend.
Yeah, in a sense. Well, that's a different show. That's the Millionaire one.
Well, you did ask me if that was my final answer. Sort of. So.
Confirmed. Yeah. Well, that's because you'd given like 17 answers. It's like your prediction's starting to go wrong for an Elimination Chamber or Royal Rumble or a Fatal
Money in the Bank
or Money in the Bank. All right, moving on here. Physical science question. So this is an A or B question. So it's a 50-50 shot.
Great.
Conductor or insulator? Which word describes copper wire when it is part of an electrical circuit?
Conductor?
You sure?
Don't you mess with me, Fearon.
See, this is my game show host audition. Let's see if it's conductor. Yes, it is. You are 4 for 4.
How many more questions?
2 more.
Okay.
And we're going to go through them quickly here because we're already coming up rapidly to the end of the show here. The first one is, well, I'll let you choose because there's 2 of them here. There's U.S. history and reading. Which do you want to get over first?
Which one does the reading entail? Is that like having to do with grammar or a book?
It has to do with a book.
And we'll go with U.S. history.
Fair enough.
No, I was on Reading Olympics in 4th grade, but I can't remember what.
Alrighty. 4th grade U.S. history question. The Cold War rivalry between the USA and the USSR began after they were allies in what war?
World War II.
Wow. Confident answer on that one. Let's see. Indeed, World War II it is. I will admit that one, as I was going through, I had to talk myself through it. I'm like, all right, I know they were allies in World War I, but the Cold War didn't start until... So I was debating back and forth, but eventually got to the right answer. And now finally I
don't even remember learning that in 4th grade, to be honest. I learned that in like 11th grade history. We learned about the Cold War in 11th grade history. I knew that the Cold War was after World War II. I'm not that stupid.
Well, so far, so good. I mean, you're 5 for 5 here. Let's get this last one in. So a 4th grade reading question. What book series is based on Laura Ingalls Wilder's 19th century life on the American frontier? And I was going to say, Ted looks to... I was going to say, if you need to cheat, I think Ted
You
might...
said a book series?
Yes.
Oh... Are there any other questions on that? No?
This is the last one, so I mean...
Landon starred in the show.
In the TV show, yeah, he is what he's referencing.
The Little House on the Prairie? That was what I was going to guess, but it's also like... we didn't read those books in 4th grade.
Let's see, is it Little House on the Prairie? Yes, you got all 6. You are indeed smarter than a 5th grader.
Oh, thank God. Had me worried there for a second.
Well...
I was going to say, Bonanza!
Bonanza. Well, if he did, it would have left him on a highway to heaven. Oh, see what I did there?
Work that out ahead of time.
Yeah, no, it just flows off the tongue here. All right, a couple of other little tidbits of news.
Yeah, we don't prepare.
No.
What are you talking about, Ted? With respect.
Well, I have notes in front of me. What do you think I'm usually crumpling up once you just take the show completely off the rails?
Yeah, which begs the question, why do you still prepare? You know I'm going to derail it. Like, honestly. There's a drop for you, too. If we prepared, you wouldn't have all these juicy little nuggets to plug into your little soundboard.
Well, additionally, I'm never sure when you're going to be here, so I got to prepare just in case.
Oh, you just wanted to get that last dig in, didn't you?
No, that was a legitimate answer, which also happened to be a dig.
I hate it when you're right.
And you're always right.
Yeah, when you're right, you're right. For the most part, you're right.
He's his own best friend.
That is a sad, inconvenient truth.
Alrighty, Lars Sullivan battling a knee injury that led to a match with Matt Hardy being pulled from this week's SmackDown TV show. According to the Wrestling Observer, the injury is worse than originally believed, which would sincerely derail the push that he has been giving. And Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast is coming back.
Message boards won't derail it. It'd have to be the knee.
There you go. Stone Cold Steve Austin announcing his podcast will return from a hiatus on Tuesday. His guest, AEW President and CEO Tony Khan.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll be available at podcast1.com, and he announced that it was going on hiatus back in the end of 2018, so this is his first original podcast of 2019, so it's been a little over a 6-month hiatus.
Wow.
But classic episodes had been airing while he took a break. So now, well, we've got a couple of minutes left, which means it is time for...
Birthdays! Oh, it feels so good to be back. Uninterrupted, not having to share. Anyway, go on. Whose birthday is it today? That's cool.
Greedy word I can't say.
Yeah, program director's right there, Fearon. Try your luck. Press your luck. To quote.
I'll definitely hit a whammy if I do, that's for sure. Tangent, not enough time. All right, 3 + 4 Brucey bonuses. On this date in 1961, Scott Norton was born.
Wow.
The mid to late 90s WCW and New Japan pro wrestler who was part of the NWO as well, although back by 98 who wasn't, turns 58 today. On this date in 1971, Charles Robert Palumbo was born, the former 4-time WCW Tag Team Champion and 2-time WWE Tag Team Champion.
You will remember me!
Known as Chuck Palumbo or Chuck of Billy and Chuck, turns 48 today.
Yeah, I'm sure that everyone wants to revisit that piece of wrestling history. Especially in this month.
Yeah, especially in this month, in Pride Month, yeah. On this date in 1989, Pamela Rose Martinez was born. The former NXT Women's Champion, Raw Women's Champion in WWE, as well as WWE Women's Tag Team Champion and current SmackDown Women's Champion, known professionally as Bayley, turns the big 3-0 today.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, Bayley is awesome.
She
now
is.
to the Brucey bonuses. 4 things outside of the world of wrestling this week. On this date in 1954, James Adam Belushi was born.
Wow.
Yeah, the actor, voice actor, and comedian from the sitcom According to Jim, as well as Saturday Night Live back in the 80s, when nobody remembered. Plus countless movies from Trading Places to Jumping Jack Flash to Jingle All the Way, and even the Nickelodeon series Ah, Real Monsters. He turns 65 today.
Wow.
On this date in 1969, O'Shea Jackson Sr. was born. Who? The rapper, actor, producer, director, and writer from the movie Boys in the Hood, as well as the Friday film series, as well as Straight Outta Compton, known professionally as Ice Cube, turns 50 today.
Wow.
And he was even in attendance at WrestleMania 21 in Los Angeles. How about that fact?
Yeah.
On this date in 1973, here's a name you'll know, Neil Patrick Harris was born.
Doogie Howser.
Yes. The actor and comedian best known for his title character Doogie Howser, MD, and as well as the legend, wait for it, Derry Barney Stinson in
also,
How I Met Your Mother. He turns 46
as well as
today.
his cameos in the Harold and Kumar movies are phenomenal and really, really funny.
Absolutely. And on this date in 1984, going to Ted's love of baseball and mine as well, Timothy Leroy Lincecum was born, the free agent pitcher who helped the San Francisco Giants win 3 World Series championships in a 5-year span earlier this decade, throwing 2 no-hit games in the process. He turns 35 today. And just like that, that's going to do it for us. Teddy Faw's up next. Play us out, Nutsy.
1 o'clock in all's well.
Serving you better than ever before. This is